I'm a rapper, I'm not a poet. Poet, I'm not a rapper. Guess it's opposite there, cause you niggas just got it backwards. Got me sick to my stomach. Go up on my lantern. New trios, Frio, the most terrible tandem. Deliver shock value, but no, not Timberlanding. Critical observation alerting you ambulances. Clap on and clap off. Rap on and rap off. Hard times for hard rhymes, that concrete, that asphalt. If I did look twice, I guess that's her asphalt. May I assist you and score, get my pass out. Matter of fact, it's what you need. Need some rest, you just fatigued. See, technically I'm foul, and Mrs. Wallace, I'm Rashid. Know this beat is a banger, have no reason for anger. If I'm slightly deterred, you know I'm giving the finger. I'm a savage like Corey, but not in need of Topanga. Right like 90 degrees, you in the need of an angle.
Welcome to the Free Lunch Podcast. This is your boy Tight, and I got BG with me. What's going on, BG?
Ep9, what's happening, Tight?
I like when you say
you like them welcomes.
What's happening?
What's happening there? Yeah, Free Lunch Podcast. Here we go again.
We back at it.
We back at it, man. I'm loving this. This is the perfect way to come in after a long day at the job.
You know what? That's the way I be feeling, man. I be loving it. This is almost like a stress reliever, just a way to. I don't know. It's something about it.
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to be able to do this.
We on iTunes and SoundCloud, man.
Huh?
We on iTunes and SoundCloud.
Nigga, we made it.
Hey man, I'm trying to go clean for at least one episode.
My bad. iTunes, SoundCloud, Podcast Republic, Blogspot. We locking it down.
We out there.
Come get us. We out here.
All right, man. So we got another good show. So we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna let you know what we're gonna talk about, but before I even give you the whole breakdown of what we doing today, because this is gonna be a little bit more of a lighter show, right?
This light.
Because I think the people deserve that. I think that we can be heavy sometime. That this is gonna be a little bit of lighter show, but it's gonna be informative for maybe a certain audience, maybe both audiences. We'll see. But before we even give you the whole itinerary and the agenda of what the show about, it's that time.
It's that time. It is now. It is now time.
It's time, but before you bring me in, because I kind of like the way you about to bring me in, I kind of struggle with a song for today. But you know, I
You struggle?
I struggled. I couldn't think of nothing.
You had writer's block?
I had song block. But I got a song. I got a song for the Vine. It's gonna be a throwback.
It's a throwback.
It's a 90s. It's a 90s song that you know. Okay. You might even sing along with me. This is sing along for our listeners today. So when you hear me give you that first verse, then join in with me. Don't make this I want it to be one that we sing along and everybody can join in.
Sing it if you know it. Know it when you sing it.
There you go.
You ready?
I'm ready. So I thought you were gonna give me like this whole Michael Buffer entry though. That's how I felt.
To the millions in attendance.
Okay.
And the millions worldwide tuning in to the Free Lunch Podcast. It's the man that you love to hear from at the beginning of every episode. Now, it is time for the Vine. Introducing Tight. You like that, don't you?
Oh, I loved it. All summer long, we've been together, and I never felt
so good.
'Cause when I'm with you, you're such a good time.
Yes, it is.
When you get next to me, you make my heart beat fast. You throw me back when you smile. And when we're alone, I know we're in love.
Sing.
'Cause I can't get enough.
I
like the way you kiss me when we're playing the kissing game. I like the way you keep me looking forward to another day.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, you know what though?
The kissing game, the 90s, man. The 90s was the best period of R&B music ever.
I think you might be right, but you know what's so crazy though? When I be singing it, I be doing it. But when I go back and hear myself on the podcast, I don't be sounding right. But when
your spirit be in it.
The
spirit is in it.
Man, I thought I just killed it just then. So when we drop this, when I go back and listen to it, I'm gonna be like, oh no. But as I was doing it, shoot, you can't tell me nothing.
It just felt right, man. Felt right.
Okay, let's get into it though, because I really can't tell you why I chose that song, but maybe as we
maybe it'll make sense as we continue on with the podcast. It might make sense at about the 15-minute mark.
It might make sense by the 15-minute mark, but for today's show, we kind of chose something that's gonna be a little bit lighter. We don't want nothing too heavy. And really what we want to do is talk about women and kind of some of the myths that are out there about men. Is that right?
Right, man. We playing MythBusters today because a lot of these women feel like they know exactly what a man want to the degree that he want it. And so it's a lot of common myths out there, and we're going to go into evaluate them. Some of it may be true. A lot of it probably is false. But anyway, we're gonna serve today to investigate this thing and bust some of these myths up because some of it ain't right.
So let's put this into perspective. And just to give the people an idea exactly what we're doing. Because, again, this is going to be something light and ain't going to be too heavy, but it's going to be what? Truth and honesty, because they are everlasting. So, essentially, we came up with a top 10 myth list or myths that women kind of have about men or what have you. And we're going to go through that list or as much of that list as we can. And we're going to essentially talk about reality versus false versus myth or what have you. Is that right?
Yes, sir. So, indeed.
So if you don't mind, what you think? You think we should get them the top 10? I mean the 10 list, or you think we should just pick a few and just start going at? How you want to do it?
Let's just pick a few and go through it.
So you don't want to get them up front in the top 10?
No, we want to catch them off guard. We don't want to give them too much time to deliberate, because they'll come up with a way to justify this stuff. So let's hit them quick and get out of here.
Hit them quick. Well, let me ask you this right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can we be? Cause you know, I like to put stuff out there on put you on the spot now.
You do.
Are we trying for this particular show? Cause this was your show idea. Can I say that?
Okay. Yeah, you can say that now. Thanks. I'll take it.
This was your show.
I like these kind of shows. Yeah, I thought about this. Yeah, this is my show. I own it.
Yeah, own it. So if this is your show idea, are we subliminally trying to send a message to somebody or somebody?
Oh man. No, we ain't doing that. That is not what the podcast is about. The podcast is not about that. This is not no subliminal message.
That's the obvious question, right?
That's obvious. I think that will probably, you're right. There will probably be somebody first question. Is he talking to me?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. So
I'm not. This is something that was researched.
I don't want to sugarcoat it. I don't want people to lead the podcast talking about
Mad at me.
Was he talking about me? Can I say that?
Man, you already said it. Ain't no taking it back now.
You ain't gonna edit this out, is you?
Man, it's on there. Ain't nothing I can do about it.
All right, I'm just making sure. Any more disclaimers or subliminal messages?
Disclosures? No, there are none
that we need to put out there for the people to know.
We good.
Huh?
We good. We ain't got nothing else to put out there.
I'm just
now part two, we might have to come back and clean some of this stuff up. But right now we good.
Okay. I'm trying to make certain. Let me think again, because again, I just got these 10 messages. So these 10 messages that we about to talk about, I have not done any research. I haven't had time to think about none of my responses. It's gonna be everything I give you gonna be right off the top, right off the dome. Or for those that don't understand slang, all my thoughts are gonna be just straight from the moment I think about them. It's no pre-planning done for this particular podcast.
So you better get it right on the first try.
Well, I ain't sending no subliminal message.
All right. So you ready?
I'm ready, man. So let me ask you the format. Since you finna drive the rest of the show, are you finna direct the question to me, or you gonna answer them?
This is what I'm going to do. I'm just gonna put it out there. These are myths. These are common myths that have come from different sources. I'm just gonna put it out there, and then we'll both be able to share, how we feel about the myth, whether it's a truth or if it's false, or if it's kind of true but needs a little adjustment. I'm just gonna put it out there, and then we'll both have an opportunity to adjust it.
Okay, so you just gonna put it out there. Well, do me a favor. So you don't want to run through the 10 list, because I was gonna ask you to run through the 10 list.
You want me? Well, you want to do it that way?
Run through the 10, and we can just for the next, because we wasting time right now. We do these things for about 40 minutes or so. So run through the 10.
You.
I know, but run through the 10 real fast, and then we'll just pick a few, and as time allows, we'll address those. Can you do that?
I'll do it. That's you rolling me under the bus. Here we go.
All right, go ahead.
10 common myths about men. Number 1, men are simple. They only need someone to cook and clean for them. Myth number 2, men are not great communicators. Number 3, a man only wants sex. Number 4, men truly fear commitment. Number 5, men want a woman who's one of the boys. Number 6, men love mystery. Number 7, men can't stand smart women. Number 8, men are intimidated by a woman with drive. Number 9, men don't like women that are funny. And number 10, a man hates an emotional woman.
Okay.
Top 10 myths about men.
Okay. So now that that's out there, thank you, Google, for providing us with that list.
Yeah, that's a compilation.
Okay, that's a compilation. So let's go ahead and pick a few and let's talk about them. So go ahead.
Well, I started at the top, that men are simple and we only want somebody that can cook and clean for us, that the way to a man's heart is through a meal, through his stomach.
So basically, to translate, barefooted and pregnant.
Okay.
Is that what that's saying?
That's rough. Yeah, that's a rough way of looking at it. But yeah, so we're not complex. We just need those simple things, and that'll be good enough to keep us content, in a relationship with a woman. And I tend to disagree. I feel like we are just as complex as women are. It's just a different type of complexity. And personally, speaking from my own, I guess, expectation, you want somebody that can do those things. Okay. But at the same time, you also want somebody that you can have a conversation with, sit down, and talk about, whatever under the sun, and it go, it flows smoothly. You also want somebody that you can, do things with and have a good time. And then outside of all that, you can explore different things, things that you may not be as familiar with, and she may not be familiar with, but she's open and willing to try it out, and you're able to do those things together. So, food and being able to keep a clean house are good, but that ain't enough to keep me interested. So I would say that's false.
Well, let me ask you this right here, though. How important is cleaning and cooking to you?
I mean, like I say, those are good things, and I want somebody that can cook and clean, and I can cook and clean a little myself. So that just makes us kind of balanced out, but that's not something that I can't do for myself. So it's gonna take more than that, to really keep me engaged, because I can do those things for myself. But those are good traits. I mean, no doubt, on both sides of the fence.
So I just want to make sure you understand this now. Now that we in the iTunes and the SoundCloud universe, whatever you put out there, people hold you to that.
I can be held to that. That's how I feel.
So I just want to make sure that's another disclaimer we should have put out there before we even got started. We do have the right to change our opinion, but what you are hearing today is the way we feel today, and it may be the way we feel for the rest of our lives. But I think a lot of times when you say things and you put yourself out there in the iTunes and the SoundCloud universe, people won't hold you to that. But anyway, I diverge. I think the obvious answer is basically what you just said, right? I mean, I would tend to agree 100% with what you just said. I think that men are complex, but at the same time, we are simple, right? But I do think we're complex from the standpoint that, and I think it depends on the individual guy. You're looking at two guys like yourself and myself who are learnt, for lack of better words, that have experienced a few things. And because of that, we've really evolved as human beings and as men. So I think that question, if it was posed to another group of individuals, then you may get the answer that that's all they want, But for two people like ourselves who've experienced a few things and we've had the ability to travel and expose ourselves to life and experience life, I think that we can appreciate a woman that has that can do more than simply cook and clean. Because a lot of times I think essentially what that question is getting to is someone that can hold our interest. You see what I'm saying? Because for me, in a lot of ways, I haven't experienced a lot of women that can really contain my interest. And if you can maintain my interest for an extended period of time, then you've really done something that a lot of people can't do. So I think that we are more complex. I think that because of the two individuals we are, I think that to think that we would want someone that can only cook or clean would be ignorant and stupidity on any female's behalf. So now, don't get me wrong. Now, I still believe that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So if you know how to make some good greens and and fry a little fish, call me. Free lunch podcast. What is it? Free lunch podcast at gmail.com. Send an email and say tight. I
got you some greens and some fish.
I got you some greens, some fish, and macaroni and cheese.
Come through.
I'm there.
Man, come on. All right, you ready for the next one?
What we gonna do next? Go ahead.
The next one is men fear commitment. You want to attack that one first?
Yeah, I'll take it. That's an interesting question, and let me tell you why that's interesting. Because you're asking me, do I fear commitment?
That's what
I'm gonna say. No,
that's what it's stated.
I don't think it's commitment that men would fear. I think it's the change that a female may how a female may change in her response to that to commitment. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is if I commit to a female, and I think that may be one of the myths down there that act like the boys or what have you. I don't know. But if I commit to one of those, if I commit to a chick and we continue to maintain the same type of relationship, I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue becomes when you commit to a female and the relationship changes and changes in a way that the guy feels like, man, this is like clingy almost, and this is not what I'm accustomed to. The game finna come on, and I want to watch the game, and you got all these different expectations, and I think that's more of the fear. But if you had asked me that question a few years ago, I'd be like, hell yeah. But I think today, as I've matured and again, and the space that I'm in, I don't think it's so much the commitment piece. I think it's more along the lines of either the fear or the a lot of ways we may come up with just a thought of how things are going to change, and so we're not ready to commit to the change. Not necessarily the woman, but it's the change in expectation. What do you think?
I think, I think we typically, look at that statement, fear commitment, as a bad thing. But I think I think truly it is. Fear may be the wrong word, or it may be more so of a respect for commitment. But you fear, I guess along the lines of what you're talking about, the change, but also we've seen in a lot of cases, you see people that have committed, but they've committed to like the wrong person, or they've committed to a person at the wrong time. And how, how it changes, maybe changes our friend. We have a friend that gets in a committed relationship, and your boy does a complete 360 and he's not the same. And so when you look at yourself, you're like, man, I don't want to get in a relationship because I don't want to, lose myself like that.
And that's exactly, I think that's exactly what I was saying, as far as we fear commitment and the change. And I like the way you just pretty much explain that. It's a lot of times it may be simply because of what we've seen from friends, or what we've seen from, peers that get into a committed relationship, and then it's almost like they change, or they're not the same person, and I think we tend to think that, or using that as an example, it's like I'm the girl or the woman. I mean, the woman that I date, I want things to be the way they are today. The same way I hang out with my boys, and the same way I communicate with my boys, and the same guy trips that I take today. My expectation is to continue to take those same trips. Now, I understand I may need to cut out one of those trips, but I'm not trying to do a 360, 180, or whatever the turn to accommodate the relationship. Is that not a realistic expectation?
I mean, yeah, I think that's realistic. But I think that the fear has a role, because if you are that alarmed or that cautious about getting in a relationship, then it's going to take a person. It's going to take you meeting a woman that eases your fear about a commitment. That you feel okay with, making some arrangements to your usual day-to-day activities because you feel good about this woman. You feel comfortable about what, she's bringing to the table. And then, she respects where you are enough to know, that some of these things are a part of your DNA. Like these are the things that you enjoy, and if they're not hurting the partnership, then she doesn't necessarily feel like she has to impose on that. And that's the type of person that eases that fear. And then it makes it okay. It becomes a natural thing to where you feel okay with being connected to that person. So I think that fear or the respect of commitment does have a place. So
you think so?
I think it has a place, man. Because if you don't have that, if you don't have that feeling or that, that thing up that makes you cautious about being a commitment, you could just continue to be in bad situations.
But see, I don't think that's a fear of commitment. I think that's a fear of the change that commitment provides. Like for me, again, like I was saying, I'm not afraid of commitment, right? If I met the person for me, I'm willing to get out the quote unquote game. I'm willing to, if I found the right person, I will commit to that person. To me, it's not about the commitment. It's about the expected change from that commitment. I understand that you're going to have to give up a few things, but expecting me to be a totally different person and not be the person that I am, that's if then that means I'm not with the right person.
Right. So I guess it would be better to say that we are afraid of committing to the wrong person.
True.
I mean, that's solely,
that's true.
How I feel about it. I guess that's what it is. The fear of just being in a bad situation and being with the wrong person.
That's a good way to put it. But do she fry fear? Do she fry that fear?
Did that make it better?
No, but she can fry that fear.
She can fry that fear, though. All right, then. So we say that is the amendment to that is men don't fear commitment. Men fear commitment to the wrong person.
That's not going to allow you to be who you are. But you know what though? This is a myth. This is a myth that's not on that list. But I just thought about something.
Now you adding yourself, so this ain't totally me. Thank you. Go ahead. Continue. Proceed.
But let me ask you this right here. So I'm a true believer, and I'm 100% true believer that in order for me to maximize my potential and get to the next level, it's gonna take me committing to the right woman, and that woman basically excelling me and making me get to that next level. You see what I'm saying? And it wasn't until I was 29 when all that stuff kind of connected for me. Because for the majority of my upbringing, I've always had a mentality that I was going to do it myself. I was going to go this far, and I'm not going to get mad or commit to nobody until this. I had all this stuff lined up. And then President Obama got elected president, and that's when things started changing for me as far as thought process. And a lot of that was just saying, man, there's no way President Obama would be president without Michelle. So we kind of talked about this back in June. You and I kind of talked about this on the phone. I remember. But I truly believe that in order for a man to reach his full potential and to maximize his wholeness, that it's going to take for him to be connected and committed to the right female. Because, like I said, President Obama wouldn't be President Obama without Michelle. They're not finna hire no president without no first lady. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And just for who she is and her grace and the way and how elegant she is, and I'm pretty sure she maximized his potential and took him to that next level. So, I mean, just getting back to that whole idea about commitment, I'm willing to, if at the stage I'm in right now, if I met the right woman, the right woman is going to have that ability to take you to that next level. I mean, when it gets back to commitment, I think that if you meet the right woman and you commit to that right woman, then you're going to. That's how you maximize your potential. I really believe that.
So
that was just
that was a good one. But I think that does kind of fall into a couple of the myths. Two of them, that men don't like smart women, and that men are intimidated by a woman with drive. So you kind of spoke to those things in having a woman that's going to take you to the next level because she feels a certain way about herself, and a lot of it is not so much of her building up to that point, to be in support of the man solely, but it's like she's developed to that person on her own through her own merit because she wanted those things for herself. And then by her having that innate ability and that drive and that determination and that, that tenacity as an individual, then she's able to give that to, whoever she's connected to, and vice versa. So you actually answered.
I think you kind of answered those because I think, like, again, women elevate men. Well, a man with the right woman can elevate him, and vice versa. Because at the same time, from the outside looking in again, but I mean, you don't become president without having a strong woman, in Barack's case, on his side. So women, the right woman, if you're connected to the right woman, that elevates you to another level that you can't reach without her. You see what I'm saying? Like, no matter how hard I try as a single man to get to the next level in my life and in my career, I can only go so far. I really believe this now. I can only go so far. And in order to get to that next level, because a woman is going to be able to, dot that I and cross that T for whatever that is for you. So, I mean, going back to the myth question that you was answering about, would I have a smart woman or what have you? Hell yeah. If that woman, if we're on the same page as far as being equally yoked, I don't like to use that term, but I think most people get it if I say it that way. But if you're equally yoked, then essentially y'all connected is what I like to say. But if you're connected with that individual, y'all on the same page, and y'all understand what both of you are trying to accomplish, I mean, I think the sky's the limit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Outside of that, it's just sexy, man. It's sexy. It's sexy to me to just have a woman that can handle her business, that's intelligent, that has a lot of different levels, and can adjust to whatever the circumstance come from. They can talk to anybody. They can deal in any room with no problem. And to have that drive and have that passion about something and working in a true purpose is just sexy to me.
Oh, I agree,
because I know that's somebody that somebody that can hold their own, so that if something that would ever happen to me to where I can't, fulfill XYZ duties, that they got it, and you can just stand back and watch them be great and be good with it. So above all else, it's just sexy to watch that, and in my opinion, that never gets old.
Oh, I
for
agree
me,
100. Oh, I
never gets old.
Oh, I agree 100%. I agree 100% that if you can find a woman that can kind of do her own thing, and she can hold on, and we do this all the time, and we talk about it. We talk about the whole idea of, bringing your significant other to around the boys and see how she handle herself or what have you. And them being able to handle themselves around your boys, and then take them to a company function, and you don't have to babysit them at the company function. They can handle themselves at the company function, and then you take them to the high school football game, and they good. So just having that adaptability and being able to just get along and be themselves and feel comfortable. Those are all traits that we look for.
And then they have their own thing going on that they can expose you to. It might be something that you are not as knowledgeable about. And so you're in a position of learning. So that keeps it from getting boring too, because they're going to always raise their bar and keep you sharp and on your toes, because it's always that possibility of being introduced or trying something new. So that's another advantage of that. So that's something we like, ladies. So step that shit up. Why don't you? Dog, you weren't supposed to laugh, dog. You weren't supposed to laugh. All right, moving on. Moving on.
I'm laughing at.
Let's see.
I'm laughing at the way you just do that up and down to your breath. And
you supposed to roll with it, dog. You supposed to roll with it.
Nah, you ain't gonna let you get away. I ain't gonna let you get away.
You ain't gonna let your boy slide. You ain't gonna let your boy slide.
Nope. Step that shit up, lady.
Step that shit up, then. All right, let's see here. Okay, this is the big one. This is the big one. You ready, dog?
I'm ready. If you stay ready,
Mama,
you ain't got
Mama,
to get ready.
Mama, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm a virgin. All right. Men only want sex. In their relationship, that's the only thing we care about.
You know what?
Sex.
Let me educate. Let me use this. Can I use this just to educate the women? I done tried. And they go out there and buy these goddamn Steve Harvey books and just listen to tight. just listen to me. So turn your radio up at this particular point in time. Listen, tune out the noise, and listen to tight. You ain't got to go think like a man. You ain't got to go buy the book. Now, in regards to sex is a prize. And women, if you go out there, I'm bringing the guy code, ain't it?
Yeah, you are, but go ahead.
If I'm bringing the guy code, I need to pull back in.
We trying to get on TV, man. So do whatever you got to do. We trying to get 4,000 followers on Instagram and Twitter. So whatever you got to do it.
Well, I'm breaking the guy code.
Give him the code, man. Give him the code.
I'm breaking the code because
we'll take one for the team.
Especially. Well, let me do this. Since we got our avid listeners right now that listen at this kind of stuff, women, sex is the prize, and what I've tried to educate a lot of my female friends that I'm really close with, but sometimes I don't think they hear me, is that if you really like a guy and you give up the sex before y'all become friends, you lost because he's already achieved the ultimate goal. Let me repeat that. If you give up the sex before y'all become best friends, then you've already lost the ultimate goal. Because the best thing to have is guys, truth be told, and you may disagree with me, BG, on this, but from my experiences, the women that the guys end up liking and wanting to be with in a long-term relationship or the best way to go about this whole thing is really dating a guy that you become friends with, because that guy really likes you. Y'all have gotten to know each other. Y'all have communicated. It's not on some sexual thing. I mean, y'all may be attracted to each other, but y'all are genuinely friends and y'all can genuinely hang out and y'all can genuinely have a good time. And then sex just become an added bonus. Like, that's the guy that you really should be considering. But in a lot of instances and in a lot of ways, y'all will take the guy that genuinely that y'all are genuinely cool with and friends and put him in the friend zone. And that's the guy that you probably need to be dating, because that's the one that genuinely cares about you. And that's the one that genuinely wants to be with you. But, you go meet the guys and then he gets sex on the third date. And by that time, he done got the ultimate goal. So at that point, anything that's really was going to be serious is lost at that point. So anyway, what was the question?
Dog, you just killed all the players out there. You just cut off all the player supply, and then you gonna say what the question is?
But this not for all the players out there. You gotta look at this from two perspectives. The audience I'm currently talking to are our avid listeners.
The avid listeners. You just killed any of the players out there that was listening. You just killed them for the rest of 2014.
Hey, they're free lunch. They're free lunch.
And then ask what the question. And then ask what the question was. And you answered it.
And then they're free lunch, dog. So I mean, I'm trying to be honest. But just understand, women, that if you gonna give it up, you can email freelunchpodcast@gmail.com and we'll take it. But just understand that it ain't gonna be nothing serious in the long run. You gotta be friends with them first, but the guy that you put in the friend zone is probably the one you need to be dating. So anyway, I'm off my soapbox on that one.
The question was, is men only want sex?
Do men only want? Well, it depends. I mean, I think going into any. When you first meet a chick, you're going to be attracted to her. You're going to want to hit. So, yes. On the front end, that's what men want.
Front end, yeah. In the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning, if you find, I want to hit. So, that just put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is that once you get to know the person of the opposite sex, then, and especially if you can connect with them on some intellectual shit, and you can really connect with them and have some good conversation, it goes from wanting to hit to like transitioning to like, man, I really like this person. I want to get to know this person. I mean, if they give it to you within those 3 days or what have you, then that woman just lost the interest of that guy because he done achieved the ultimate goal. But if y'all are vibing and connecting, and y'all continue to connect, and he not pressing for the sex, then at the end of the day, y'all are growing to a good friendship, and sex will be an added bonus. That's the whole point I was trying to make earlier. I might not have communicated that the best way, but I think I just got that point across by answering that question.
Yeah, I think in serious relationships, to where it does get to that point you're talking about, that it is just it's a bonus. It's not the only thing that the relationship is centered around. It's like an extra to all of the other things that you share. But it's good though. Oh, it's good.
If she can, it's good. And then she can fry that fish too. So it
is good. But I think in these real situations that you're talking about, yeah, it's just a supplement to everything else that's going on. In a situation the way it's the only thing that's popping off, that ain't gonna last.
That ain't gonna last, and that's why
there's gonna be somebody out there that buzzing that thing open a little bit better. So that ain't gonna last.
That ain't gonna last. That's what I was talking about. As far as you have to develop. I mean, like I say, initially when I meet a chick and she look good, I'm gonna want to hit. But the more I get to know her, and the more we develop a chemistry and a connection, and the longer she can hold out and we can really grow as friends, those are the ones that last. But the moment we connect and we both have a physical attraction, and even though we have a good connection, it hasn't outlasted before I got the ultimate goal, then shit, you lost. I win. On to the net.
Right. How we looking with time, bro?
We got one more, man.
We got time for one more?
Yeah. Maybe
all right.
One more. Pick a good one.
Man, we didn't cover pretty much all of them. We talked about how about men hate emotional women?
Nah, I do. I don't like that shit. I don't want no damn emotional woman that's high and low all the time. So we can go on to the next question.
But you do want a woman that's a woman that has some. I want
a woman that's a woman, but at the same time,
that's genteel and all those type of things that shows affection and.
Yeah, I do.
Right?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just not into.
We didn't say bipolar. I just said emotional.
Okay, define emotion.
Emotional, meaning that she might cry. You know, she might go to a move or something. She might shed a tear. You know, she gets very, you know, touchy feely when stuff goes on, and all those type of things.
But what about dramatic? Is
Well,
that different?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the on the higher end of a person being emotional when they dramatic, overly emotional.
Yeah, I like a female. So I mean, to answer the question, I like a female. Someone that can be a lady and that's gonna show their emotions as far as crying and allow me to be the man and being up under me. I like that kind of stuff, but I don't like the whole dramatic shit. I ain't got time for all that being overly dramatic, and I don't do drama. I don't do drama. We ain't calling no cops and all that kind of stuff. I ain't got no time for that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Give me one more. That do the one about hanging out with the homeboy.
You want a drinking partner. All right. So the myth is that men want a woman who is one of the boys.
You know what? That's an interesting question to a certain extent. So yes, I do like a chick or a woman. I keep saying chick. I need to say woman. I do like a woman that can hang around my boys and we can have a good time. But at the same time, there's still a line, right? There's still a line where I be like, okay, that's enough hanging around my boys. I still want that feminine chick too. So it's a real thin line between how far I want her to go. Like I do want her to be able to drink a beer with me or drink a cocktail, watch the Auburn game, and order a pizza, eat an Italian beef, and be good. What's wrong with that?
Nah, man.
That what I
tell her how you feel it, dog. Tell her how you feel it. Italian beef. Yeah, it's got to have that on.
That was a shout out to somebody, so they'll listen.
Oh, subliminal message. Dog, you using the podcast to get your personal agenda off?
No, not no.
That goes out to you, whoever that is.
No, that don't go out to nobody.
Boy, this thing is showing up change. Boy, we went from live your truth to give personal agendas through the airways.
No. Anyway, keep it going, man.
No, you were saying something.
Yeah,
no, I'm drinking partner.
So what I was saying was, what I'm saying is, yeah, you do want those things, but to a certain point, and then at the same time, you got okay, now that's enough for being a homeboy. Now you got to also be able to turn on some twerking music and twerk too now.
Yeah. Had that balance, but yeah, that's something that's appreciated too. Is that female that can just hang with you, man. That can be a homie. That can be your friend, and kicking in those situations. You go out to the spot, get you a few drinks, get you some food, dance, and enjoy each other's company. But at the same time, have you still have your individual outlets. She has her thing with her girls, and you have your thing with your guys to give you some of that away time that you need. That makes it, it creates that space that makes you want to come back and hang out again. But you definitely want somebody that can that you can just chill out with without having to be doing anything formal, dates and all that kind of stuff. Just hang.
Yeah, just somebody you can hang with and just have a good time. I like the way we done flipped the whole energy of this podcast to me. I mean, I need you to get some in-depth.
You took it, man. You liked it. I think the people starting to question who I did this really was, because
this definitely was your
idea. You dove in, boy. You dove in.
Well, sometimes you got to try to educate the women now, because sometimes you got to educate the women and make certain that they understand the man perspective. See, this the problem, BG.
What's the problem, bro?
I've been pulpitting for years. I've been saying this stuff. They go out there and get the Steve Harvey book and think that's the gospel. You ain't got to do nothing but listen to Type.
Yeah.
type preaching the truth. You ain't gotta do nothing but listen, but they don't open their ears. So now I got iTunes and SoundCloud to preach. And so now I get a lot of masses to hear me, and Clear Channel gonna be calling, and TV1 gonna be calling, and we're gonna have decisions to make, Doc.
Hopefully they'll appreciate us down the road for this moment, and they'll say that free lunch taught me. Free lunch taught me. Y'all remember this now. Remember this episode.
They gonna say Yeezy taught me, huh? They gonna say what?
Tyke taught me. Tyke told me a long time ago what I should be looking for.
Man.
Yeah, you ready? So you said, okay, so you said I needed some inputs. I'm just gonna summarize what I want.
Yeah, summarize what you want.
Summarize what I want. So I want a woman that's intelligent, that has a sense of humor.
Blah,
that ain't boring. Hey man, that fit. That ain't boring. That can have a good time. They can sit down and watch the game. We can go watch some shows together. She got to be nasty. She got to be a little nasty. That's part of it too. But above all that, man, she just got to be respectful of the movement, you know, and respectful of me as a person, who I am, and I'll be respectful of her and who she is, and we can grow together and have plenty of kids and live the American dream.
BG,
simple enough.
That had to be the most scripted response I've ever heard.
Hey man, I've been saying that for a long time, so it's gonna come off like that. But that's how I feel, man.
So you won't get that one more time?
Sincere.
That's what you gonna roll with.
That's sincere. Y'all will see it. Y'all will see it down the road when I be posing with my boo. Y'all be like, yeah, he said he was gonna do it.
Okay. So that's your answer. So you gonna leave with that. That's gonna be your summary. That scripted response.
That's enough. Right. Smart, fun, sexy,
scripted. That sound like that just sound like something that you put in the.
I just said it so smooth, man. It sound like damn, the dude Jake didn't read this from somewhere.
That sound like something. That sound like something you got on your middle school and 12th grade yearbook. Sexy, cool.
That's been my dream for a long time. It's in there too. You sure is.
That's okay. Let me give a passion.
Get your passion field run down.
Can I give my passionate, heartfelt response? See,
go for it.
This is the moment I turn on that music. Wow, what's going on with that? Some little Teddy P or some Barry White or something. But anyway, on the real,
we might have to do that to you, man.
Well,
might have to add that too.
What's our boy name that do it?
Raj. What up, Raj? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you helping us out.
Appreciate you helping out. Yeah. When I get my response on this one, Raj, put a little Barry White up in there. But on the real, you know, I've thought about this, and I've thought about it because it's been something that's been near and dear to me, and it's actually been something that I tried to make certain that when that right person comes, I'm able to recognize it. So, you know, a few of the characteristics, of course, I have to be attracted to her, beautiful and those surface level things. But what I've really been looking for and yearning for is a connection, and just being able to have that communication and being able to communicate to that person about any and everything with no judgment from either side, and just being able to communicate and just having that connection. I think connection is underrated, right? And it's not a lot of people that you can be open with. So, you know, besides the basics and the general things of being attracted to them and, you know, being able to, you know, watch the game and cook and all that stuff, you know, I think those are things that I want. But mine is more along the lines of having that connection and being able to maintain, being able to be who I am, and that person accepting me for who I am and me not trying to morph or transform into someone I'm not. Like, I am who I am. I know who I am, and I know what I want. So hopefully that person that I find allow me to be tight. They can watch the game, be that around the way girl, that girl next door that Andre 3000 and LL Cool J both rapped about and sung about. So, that's what I want. That was more genuine. What'd you say?
What? Man, they finna blow this email up, ain't it?
Freelance podcast. Well, I'm taking resume. We taking attention
to tight. They ain't gonna give me no second look. They gonna attention tight.
No, that's real talk though. You are somebody that you can connect with. I think that's underrated. I think that I'm not gonna say the number, but I've only been able to connect with a few people. And
pull that back.
Definitely. I've only been able to connect with a few people, and being able to have that connection is something that's awesome. So just having that connection, having the ability to be who you are and not transform or morph into somebody you're not, and being able to take them to things that, like, I got to be able to take you to stuff that I already do. I mentor young high school men. So I got to be able to take you I want you to be willing and excited to go to a high school football game and watch one of my mentees play. Like, that's what I do. So I want to make you a part of my life and a way of life, not have to try to change who I am to for us to be together. That's at this point, that's too much. So anyway, I said enough.
That's well said, man. That's well said.
Yeah,
that's well said.
But you understand what I'm saying? As
I totally get it, man. Like, that's important.
They need to be a part of my life, and we need to be a part of each other's life. And that person doesn't need to change who they are. Whatever you doing, if you like to go to plays, well, hey, I already go to plays, so that's just something that's natural fit. But if you're doing something that I don't know nothing about, I got to be open to go check that out and be a part of your life just as much as she need to be willing to be a part of my life as far as what I do on a daily basis. I shouldn't have to totally change who I am and what I do to make this work, because it ain't gonna work, because I'm not gonna be happy, you ain't gonna be happy. On Saturday, I like to sit at home and watch Auburn football. That's what I like to do. An hour before the game and an hour after the game, it's strictly Auburn football. Now, I understand there may be some instances where you have to adjust that, but 90% of the time, that's what I do. That's who I am. So I got to meet somebody that can understand that that's an important part of my life, and we can make that work. So anyway.
And that's part of just being natural, man, not having to do a whole lot of changing of oneself to fit into a relationship. So hopefully the people have enjoyed this. It's been a little change from my usual script.
It has been, but hold up. You gonna leave on that note with your crazy, sexy, cool perspective?
Hey man, I'm simple. That's all I got. I mean that. So you just want to chick that ain't gonna change.
So you just want to cook that and cook and clean, right?
No, I ain't say that though. I ain't say that. There was nothing about cooking and cleaning in there. I like that. We can cook and clean together.
I'm just saying number one.
But I wanna have that. I wanna have that brain stimulating conversation. Let me make love to your mind and your body. Now that ain't cookie cutter. That's real. So I mean, it's just and all those things you said too, man, about us being compatible on a lot of different levels. And being able to enjoy each other in a lot of different arenas and environments and things like that, and just be friends and be good and happy around each other and whatever it is we doing. Simple, man. Simple answer for a complex individual.
There you go. Okay, I just wanted to give you an opportunity before you get emails and texts and tweets about your response. So anyway, go ahead and close us out, man.
Closing it out. So once again, thank you all for listening to the Free Lunch Podcast. Also check out our blogs, freelunchpodcast.blogspot.com. Hit us up on Twitter, Free Lunch Pod C, and on Instagram, Free Lunch Podcast. We look forward to hearing from you. Have any comments or any topics that you want us to discuss on this podcast? Just shoot us a message and let us know how you feel, and we'll try our best to get it on the air for you.
So does this song got anything to do with anything we just talked about? I'm gonna sing it.
I like the way we play the kids and games. So you talked about.
So I just want to I'm gonna take us out with it. I'm just saying, was there any type of correlation with that one, or I was way off?
In principle, you were there with the I like part, because he actually talking about, you've been watching somebody for a minute, but it worked. Go with it.
All summer long, we've been together, and I never felt so good. 'Cause when I'm with you, you're such a good time. Yes, it is. And when you're next to me, you make my heart beat fast. You throw me back with your smile. And when we're alone, I know we're in love. 'Cause I can't get enough. I like the way you kiss me when we're playing the kissing game. I like the way you keep me looking forward to another day. I did that.
As always, Sexual Chocolate.
And we out.
We out of here. Free Lunch Podcast.
I'm speaking it awkwardly. Charles Barkley, barking, they ain't biting. I'm getting that green broccoli. Properly giving props to the problem, fulfill prophecy. It gotta be better than that. It gotta be obsolete. Obviously, niggas rolling the dice, and this ain't Monopoly. My purpose was to do it on purpose. Fucking apology.